left a big old mess over there we got to address, but before I deal with that, I figured I'd pull the plug so we can rotate it over and get this push rod back in. They are black, which makes sense. On the mixture screw for this, where did I, oh, carb's over here now. Mixture screw is like 2.5, almost 3 turns out, which on a Mikuni, the more I open this, the more air it's letting in, which leans out the mixture. So I definitely think we're gonna have to come down a bit on the idle. I think that's a 30 in there. Runability, I can't really tell you because the throttle was sticking. So up top, I don't really know. It was sputtering like crazy and I richened up the mixture on the needle. And it was like popping, but again, could have been timing too, so I didn't really want to change too much. Moving the slide up and down is not that difficult. So that, plus being so far out on the mixture, tells me that I think I need to go down a size on the pilot. I thought I ordered a set of pilot jets a little while ago. I gotta dig through boxes, but I'm gonna kind of take my time on this. I put a feeler out to my buddy. I don't know, by the time you guys see this, it's probably gonna be too late. I'm nervous about the lifter block interchange since it is the different, like that's the raw aluminum style versus the other one. They're chrome plated or whatever, but they're different design. So the lifters feel good. I can't imagine it being that different, but I would like to get a second opinion before I move forward. So we're gonna kind of put this on pause for a minute until I hear back from him. And I don't know, maybe just throw this thing in the lake. Who knows? My more knowledgeable sporty buddy informed me, thank you Jeremiah, that this should work just fine. So we're gonna slap this lifter back in. I got the plugs out now, so we'll just bring this back down to the bottom, right down there. Then slap the push rods back in. Ooh, I need the gasket. This should work just fine. Aesthetically, slightly different, but crusty old chopper, so it doesn't bother me none. And then we'll just adjust this up real quick. It's so nice when they actually turn. Yeah, I'm like spotlit right now with that sun coming through the window. All right. It's always these stupid ones where it's, oh, this should go pretty quick. Where stupid things like that happen. I know that those are very easy to crack. And I kept trucking along anyway. So don't do what I did. Sometimes you just gotta hit pause for a second, think about what you're doing, and go from there. There we go. Floating, spinning push rod, and we are good. Back to it. Not ideal, not a perfect situation in any way, shape, or form, but things go wrong. Keep powering through. Only advice. There we go. I don't know what that was hung up on, but there we have it. Push rod's back in. Lifter is fixed, so I don't have to worry about that one anymore. I'm not gonna lie, that made me really nervous doing all of that. Would have been nice if you had the tool, but I can't afford those. Just bought a bunch of drills and saws that I don't need. Anyways, push rod's back in, plugs are out on the other side, so that's fine right now. I was digging through, luckily I just destroyed my nice clean garage, digging through boxes and found a couple throttle assemblies, so should be able to steal a housing and get that going with what we have over there. Now, I don't have a gasket for this mag base. I have the leftovers of a gasket set somewhere. Just spent the last 20 minutes looking through the garage. I can't find it, so do I wait and try and get a gasket, or do I slap some RTV on the base and probably end up having to redo it again? So again, we're right back to that time, patience, doing things the right way component. I know what the answer is, and it's not slapping RTV on it, but I'm sitting here with RTV getting ready to do it. Well, I'm impatient and decided to make a future me problem. So, yeah. Not proper Not smart. However, we're going for it. Do as I say, not as I do. I hate RTV, genuinely. But when you're kind of in a pinch, not that I'm really in a rush, that's the worst part. If I took my time, I could have this thing probably really nice. Still going for that, mechanically at least. But I don't know. I don't know why I do half the things I do. But we'll get this thing snugged down now. I did bring a little impact out, a hand impact, to snug this up. Make sure it's tight, because I don't want this thing moving around. And let's give this one quick snug down here. That. Okay, now our base is solidified and we get to go back to timing. So let me bring this up on the compression stroke again. Clean up some of my mess. Hopefully that'll seal up a little bit. I don't think it was sealing that well before. The old gasket was missing quite a good chunk of itself. So anything here should be better. Give this a quick little wipe down, clean up some of the excess. Cue this up, drop the mag back in. So, sorry about the bright light. I don't have curtains. It's like we're glowing down here. It's really annoying. But got the mag base in, it's fixed. Got the timing mark on TDC. So now we get to, remember those crappy caps that I was talking about? The clear plastic ones that didn't actually work? Look what I just found. This could have a lot to do with it. I might not be touching the carburetor. Chunk of cap stayed in the mag. Right on the points. So now we'll cue this up, bring it close to where the points are going to start opening. It's going to be right about there. And see where we can stab this thing in. Come on. Too far. Let's go back a tooth. One tooth off again. Okay, that's way closed now. Have to have the mag out here for that to work. Oh, gotta love this game. All right, I got this back on the timing mark. I accidentally moved the kicker, but now we're dropped in. I can rotate this around. We're right on the advanced mark over there. So we're basically going to rotate this around until we're just coming up on the lobe. It won't be as accurate as using the voltmeter, but I don't want to disconnect a bunch of stuff. So right here, right there. Points are, oh shoot. Do I have enough room to get this bolt back in? I do like working on stuff, but sometimes you just kind of get in your own head. So Let me throw the bolts back in before we start trying to adjust the actual timing, since we're limited here. At least get them started. There's one. Do I have room to get the second one? Whew, might be in luck. Couldn't remember. Thought one of these sat a little bit tighter trying to get them in from last time, but maybe we're okay. It's very tight quarters down here for these two bolts. And this is kind of where the cigarette paper would come in handy. Trying to dial that down. Get it set where the points are just starting to open. Test light works well if you got a battery. If you don't, I don't know. We'll try just the eyeball for now. It's close. Alright, so that one's kind of snug here. Now you guys can... Don't know how well this is going to show up, but if we go this way, they're closing, open, so we're going to set it right there. Now those are just starting to open. That'll at least give me a baseline for it. And that should make quite a difference. You don't really want your timing moving around on you. So let me move this back, move you guys back. And then we'll snug this up. I'll throw the cap back on. Then we can start figuring out what we're going to do on the carb. Don't know if I want to mess with the carb jetting yet. One thing at a time. Maybe I'll slap it back in, see if we can light it off real quick. Now that the timing's fixed, and then go from there. So, spark plugs, timing plug hole going in, then we'll come back to the carburetor. Dug through some stuff, still got a bunch of tools and stuff on the ground over here. We'll move these over. But we have put the mag back in. Carb is back on. I put the needle back to the middle position because, one, I found that little piece of plastic in the mag right next to the points, which means that who knows what was happening in terms of points opening and closing. It fired up, it ran okay. We got it pretty close to timed, I think. I got the gas clicked on, we're not leaking any gas. Plugs are back in, everything else is good to go. And then threw a throttle back on there. This one is gapped out a little bit from the grip. So I think I'm gonna throw the plug wires on and then give this a shot. I don't need to run it long or ride it. I just wanna make sure everything's still good, since we did make some changes here. The needle going back to the middle position should not affect anything. So that should be okay. But before I started, that's the only thing I changed from when I put this carb together, was that needle position, which I just kind of want to go back to the baseline of where it's at. I know it's running a little rich, but everything we've done thus far is kind of not applicable based on the distributor, or the mag moving, which it no longer is, and the combination of having stuff in the magneto itself. Who knows what the points were doing. So I'll throw you guys over. I'm going to roll this. They can stay right there. How's that? Ice cold motor, obviously. I haven't done anything else. I just hooked the plug wires back up. So, see if the same procedure works. We'll go full choke, 2 kicks. Just leave the choke on, click the key on. Huh, that doesn't feel good at all. Not even a sputter. check for spark. That's not doing anything. Oh, well, key was off there. Whoops. Spark check. Key on. Pulled the plugs. I'm not getting anything out of the mag now. What did we do? Not good. The lead from the coil wire was pretty frayed and beat up. I don't know if I have that here anywhere. Oh. That guy. So that's separated. I put a new lead on there. Don't have a gasket on here. I just checked it for spark real quick. We have spark again. So now I'll pop this cap off, put the actual gasket on, and then we can try and fire it up. Sparking again. So we'll give this another shot. Key off. 2 primers. Key on. Come on. What is going on with this? Unless my timing's that far off, but okay, we're getting there. Making noises. Must have moved the boot a little bit. Let me do key off and clear it, because I've been kicking this a while with the choke on. Five, throttle closed, choke on, key on. Something's wrong. Popping's good, we're at least getting spark. I'm gonna have to actually time it. Fudge! Do I wanna go again? If we get one more shot, then we'll adjust it. Come on. All right, timing's off. Oh, I need a break. I think that's gonna wrap this one up for now, just because I'm gonna go in and rest a little bit. This turned into a way bigger project than I thought, but we're close. Now I'll grab the voltmeter, recheck some stuff. It's sputtering and popping. It is the next morning. Yesterday stressed me out on this, really hurt my brain. I messed up on the lifter, happens, but here's kind of where we left off. I have a pile of tools everywhere. I got this put back together, tried kicking it over and firing it up. It did not want to start whatsoever. Barely coughing. Found some electrical problems in the mag, so I redid the connectors, found a broken chunk of the acrylic clear cool guy mag cap in there. That's not good. Got that sorted out, got it sparking again, and then I've been kicking this thing over all morning today. I didn't film anything when I was messing around with this, but I did. I eyeball timed it. I went back in with the voltmeter, set it. I disconnect the condenser and the switches so it's straight mechanical on the points. Went through that and set them to the timing mark. So bring your flywheel up to the line over here. Kick it over on compression stroke and make sure that the mag was dropped in right. It was popping and coughing and backfiring and gunshot noises when it tried to start, but I couldn't get anything more, and it basically felt like it was where we were at yesterday. Before we took it apart. that kind of sneezing, hesitation, the hard start. So went through and rechecked the mag, got that completely dialed. As soon as we're coming up to the line, we are breaking contact on the points in the mag. I pulled the carb off after going through the mag again. Still nothing, wouldn't start. So I just pulled the carb off, blew through everything. I don't know how good of shape this tank is in, and by that I mean I'm guessing it's probably pretty crusty in there. We do have a filter. I blew out the idle jet and made sure that the enricher circuit was working proper. Then hooked it all back up and figured I'd throw a fresh set of plugs in. Also, brand new box from Champion. Look at the bottom of this. It's missing the whole side of this plug. But I said screw it and tried it anyway. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But I was just trying to rule out variables for hard starting. Anyways, slapped the carb back on after I blew everything out with the fresh set of plugs, and it fired up first kick. So I can't touch it right now. It is hot. I will tell you that, and then let it warm up and idle. We'll try one quick start on this. Now, it is warm. Not lying to you. It's warm. That's why the door's cracked. But let's see if this will go. Key on. Whew. Too much throttle too quick. Come on. What are you doing now? You were just running. Oh, she's angry at me. The f***? Well, she's pissed off. Something's not happy. I don't know why. But we did just have it running. Let me turn the gas back off. I'm wondering if the kickstand's leaning too far for this carb setup now. We might have to put another kickstand on here too. It's got a little too much lean now. But let me go key off. Choke closed. Come on. Whatever. I don't care that much. We had it running again. I'm gonna pull the plugs and see what those look like because they were brand new. But that's gonna wrap up this video between today and yesterday, heading to the city for another Thanksgiving thing. So that's kind of where we're at. She's back together. She is running. She's just being stubborn. Maybe she's a little camera shy. We'll catch you on the next one.